Hey everybody, it's David. Lies, lies, lies. That is what we are going to talk about today. We're going to talk about 5 money lies that all come together to try and steal your chance to reach financial independence and to retire early. Hey, are you ready? Let's talk about it. Hey everybody, it's David at David in Progress, where we talk about 3 things here. We talk about achieving financial independence, retiring early, and doing our best, your best, to live your best life now from the perspective of, hey, just a regular guy that retired at 56. And hey, if you want to support this channel, the number one thing you can do is give me a thumbs up. I also love the comments, love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching. Well, okay, here we go. Lie number 1, you will always have a car payment. It was many years ago, and someone I worked had purchased a new car, and she was very excited. And so we were standing there having the conversation. She's telling me all about the car. And somehow the topic of her car payment came up and the concerns that she had. And she told me that she had decided not to worry about it. Why? Well, because her mother had told her, don't worry about a car payment. It is something that you will just always have. And it kind of blew my mind. You know, the world wants you to think that you will always have a car payment. I looked it up right before doing this video today, and the average car payment for a new car right now here in the United States is $745 a month. Totally blew my mind. We have not had a car payment since 2001. Yeah, that's right. My wife and I had to really dig back and think about it. Here's what we have done instead. We pay cash for our cars and have done that for the most of our marriage. But what we do is we buy the cars in advance. We don't make a car payment to the bank. Hey, I make a car payment to myself. I'm always putting money in, or at least was when I had a job, into an account to prepay those cars. And here's the cool thing. If you're doing it in a low cost, simple index fund making about 8%, if you're willing to make that payment long enough, a big part of that car is going to be free. Yeah, that is the beauty of compounding. That is the beauty of growth. That when it comes time to buy that car, what we do is take that money out of the growth and we buy the car, and in a way, hey, that car was free. So no, you do not have to have a car payment. You've got to start out buying a car that you could actually afford, keep it a long time, and think about making a payment to yourself and not to that bank. You do not have to have a car payment your entire life. That is a lie. Lie number 2, the middle class cannot build wealth. Well, let me tell you why that is a lie. The middle class, yes, you can build wealth. Don't do that car payment. Instead, live below your means, have very little debt, and save at a high percentage. It is that easy, but you have to believe and you have to take action. Hey, success leaves clues. There are so many people out there who are middle class, modest income, who are retiring early, who are living their best life now. It can be done. Just educate and believe, and then go out and take action. Lie number 3, you need $1 million to retire. Well, the truth there is, hey, maybe you do. Maybe you need 4 million, maybe you need 5 million, maybe you just need 500,000. You hear all these numbers thrown out by other people telling you how much you need. And for many, when they hear those giant numbers, it scares them. And they're like, there's just no way that I ever will retire because I will never have $1 million. Well, the truth is, most people in this country will never have $1 million. Most people who are retired don't have $1 million, but they're doing just fine. What really matters is your personal choice of what type of lifestyle do you want when you retire, and knowing what expenses you have and putting those two together, and then you can very easily decide how much you need to retire. If you're willing to live a simple lifestyle, heck, a lifestyle like we have, you may not need $1 million. If you want that boat, if you want those trips to Europe and all those other things, maybe you will need $1 million. But the fact is, the dollar amount that you need is uniquely yours. And once you figure it out, you will know, do I really need that amount? Well, maybe I don't. And know that number, and you will know where you need to go, so to speak. But really, for most people, For most of us, you do not need $1 million to retire comfortably. The goal should not be a number. The goal is a lifestyle that you can seek financial freedom in a way to have the type of life that you envision and that you want when you do retire. Lie number 4, buy the biggest house that you can afford. This is one of the biggest traps that people fall into. They get that starter home, and after a few years, they think they got to move on to that bigger home and bigger home and bigger home. And all of their wealth, their net worth is going into their house, and they feel like they're rich. One of my favorite sayings that I've always said is you can't eat the carpet. So what we have chosen instead is to live in a smaller house. We paid off this house in 2014 as our final debt. A smaller house means cheaper utilities, cheaper property tax, cheaper insurance. When you buy that bigger home, there are a lot of other things that go into it. I do not count our house into our net worth. Why? Because I do not consider this thing to be an asset. It is an expense. It is not generating any kind of income for me. It will not be an asset until perhaps that one day, way in the future, where maybe we decide to sell this house in order to move into the old folks' home or whatever. In the meanwhile, this is not an asset. It is something that is an expense. So if you choose to go with that big old house, imagine that it comes with a big old mortgage payment, and even when you pay it off, it may actually be more of a liability than it is an asset. Lie number 5, stuff will make you happy. Really? How much stuff do you need? I have been around people, especially it always comes to my mind, the sneakerheads, the people that have hundreds of pairs of shoes. Well, at $200, $300 a shoe, what if you put that money into a low-cost index fund instead and saw that growth? Maybe the shoes, maybe they do bring you happiness, but stuff is just stuff. Everyone, myself included, have probably bought something thinking, once I get this thing, wow, my life is going to be so different. You buy that thing, and then the next thing you know, it's been sitting on the shelf or it's out in the garage for years, and you realize that, I am not any happier now than I was before that. Don't go and fill your life with just stuff. Fill your life with things of meaning. If that stuff brings you meaning and it allows you to move forward in your life, well, okay, maybe. But don't get caught up in that consumerism that you're just buying stuff for the sake of stuff. Stuff will not make you happy. Being intentional with your life and having things that make your life more rich, that will make you happy. Now, I know I said I was going to talk about 5 money lies, and that's what we've done. But there's also a lie, probably the biggest lie, the one that we tell ourselves. And it's a combination of a lot of different lies. And it is the lie that says that you cannot do this, that you are not worthy, that you cannot reach financial independence, and you cannot retire early. Those are a big bundle of lies that come in together. And the more you believe in those, the more they will push you down. Don't believe the money lies. Don't listen to the world. Don't listen to mama if she's telling you that you're always going to have a car payment. Listen to yourself and think about the life, the vision of the future that you want, where you want to be, and disregard everything else. I believe that you are worthy. I believe that you can achieve financial independence. I believe that you can retire early. I can believe that you can live your best life now. You just have to believe it as well, and you got to go out there and take action to make it happen. I know you can. Hey, thank you so much for watching this week's video. If there are other lies that you think people believe but perhaps they shouldn't, leave a comment. I would absolutely love to hear from you. Let's break those chains. Let's help people change their lives so that they can believe something different and something better. Thank you so much for watching.